Today I'm going to teach you the ancient art of memory. We call it the method of Loci. To get started, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to pause this video to think about it. What did you have for dinner last night? Pause. Most likely, the location you were in, the people you were with, perhaps even an event you were celebrating, all came up, and you remembered what you ate. These connections all came together to recreate an episode from your life that brought you that information. Psychologists call this episodic memory. Now, if I said 2.718281835, that's a lot to keep track of in your short-term or working memory. But I'm going to show you a method to use your short-term or working memory to lodge information into your episodic memory for later recall. In ancient Rome, the internet of the day existed only in the minds of great orators who would travel the Roman roads to the houses of the rich and powerful and speak their wealth of knowledge of the goings-on in the empire or republic to all the dinner guests present, which you can think of like a big banquet. Now, to prove to these wealthy and powerful men that when the orator said a thing, he remembered it and they could take it to the bank, he would memorize the names of all the dinner guests present, often 20 or 30 people. He would do this in a short span of time. Now, here's our first brush with the method. To do this feat, the orators would think of the Roman roads they traveled every day and place the guests along their route. Objects, people, and interactions along that route would represent a copy of each guest's name. This is called dual coding. You have the linguistic name in your head, and you have a visual or interactive copy as well. This trick was amazing, and the guests would then hang on every word the orator said. Orators would also use this method to memorize what they wanted to say by creating a visual image for every major talking point. This is a mind palace, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. You can eventually walk around such a mind palace and see your memories at random. For now though, we'll stick with the idea of the Roman orators taking a specific path of memories. Rewatch this portion of the video as many times as you need until you can recall this journey easily. You're going to be able to use this journey for sort of pegs where you can hang your memories. First peg is the shed. Remember the shed. Our next peg, or loci, not Loki, is the kiosk. Next one is the stairs. Next one is the fountain. You can imagine it with more water. Next loci is the BMW car. Next loci is the lattice. And the next one's the stage. Next loci is the water fountain. Next is this trash can right here. Next is our first little fountain. Fountain number 1. Next is our gushing waterfall. Next is our rock crevasse with mist coming out. And next is Tulsa's only geyser. Next is as pristine as we can make dumpsters look. Next is the hard, cold lines of the Griffin Communication sign. And next is the balcony right behind the Griffin Communications sign. And finally, we have the bike rail. Now at this point, you should be able to close your eyes, walk that journey in your mind, observing each loci along your path. If you can't, go back and watch it a few more times. Imagine you had a conversation, or ate an ice cream cone by one of the loci. You'd probably be able to remember what you talked about or ate by revisiting the loci in your head. We're going to use the same principle here. When you want to store a memory and code it visually with the loci, this is the second encoding of the dual coding process. And remember that bizarre images are better than common ones. So a moving, talking statue with flowers growing from cracks in the stone is going to be more memorable than a flower pot. We'll do a quick example before we wrap up. Say you want to remember to get milk on the way home. Go to the first empty loci, in this case the beginning of the journey. Now imagine a giant milk carton bursts out of the side of the shed and says, "Oh yeah!" Recheck, make sure you've got the memory, and go on about your day. Now, since this is your go-to journey to remember daily information, you close your eyes, you check it before you leave work, and sure enough, the milk carton bursts out of the shed and reminds you to get milk. There's 17 loci in this journey, so you can store plenty of information. If you run out though, You can always make another journey and link them up. Maybe you grab a bike from the bike rack to hit your next journey, or open the doors beneath the balcony and find your living room where you've stored more information. The possibilities are endless, and at this point, you've created a mind palace. Multiple journeys linked together to bring organization to the chaotic bits information that we use on a daily basis. If you like this method and you want to see an example for how to apply it to public speaking or memorizing quotes, check the link below. Remember, it's Loci, not Loki. Have fun. Thanks for watching.